Hello friends, in last lecture we saw questions. First of all we saw the uh, how to obtain the general term or the nth term of an AP. Then we saw some question based on that formula. Now in this lecture we'll continue the questions based on that formula only. So here is the very first question. Determine the AP whose third term is 5. Determine the AP whose third term is 5 and seventh term is 9, whose third term is 5 and whose third term is 5 and seventh term is 9, and seventh term is 9. Okay, see here it is written determine the AP. Now determine the AP means you have to find its first term and the common difference. And if you have its first term, if you have its common difference, it's very easy to find the APs. Let us see how to solve. See, it is given third term is 5. So this is the very first question of the similar type, so I am giving you the detailed solution. Suppose first term of A is A and common difference is D, and the common difference is D. Now 5. Okay, now third term is 5, therefore I can say A3 is equal to 5. Now A3 is equal to A plus 3 minus 1 into D is equal to 5, isn't it? Or I can say A plus 2D is equal to 5. What formula I used over here? Formula of AN. What AN is equal to? A plus N minus 1 into D. I am using this formula to write nth. Okay, so this I can say is my equation number 1. Now see here third term is 5, so I wrote A3 equal to 5. Now again it is given seventh term is 9, so now I can write A7 equal to 9, which gives me A plus 6D is equal to 9. This gives me second equation. Okay, A plus 2D equal to 5, A plus 6D is equal to 9. So here I can say again arithmetic progression is over and we have to start the linear equation in two variables. It means concept of arithmetic progression is over. We obtained A plus 2D equal to 5, A plus 6D equal to 9. Now these two are the two equations in two variables, and the variables are A and D, and we know how to solve the linear pair in two variables. So now we can use elimination method, substitution method, whatever. So I use the elimination method. What I will do, I will subtract first from second. So here I do write, now on subtracting first from second, we get what we get. It's very easy. See, A minus A, 6D minus 2D, that is 4D, is equal to 9 minus 5, 4. Therefore I will get D is equal to 1. So here I got the value of D. As soon as I got D, if I put D equal to 1 over here or over here, I will be able to get the value of A. So now putting D equal to 1 in first, A is equal to, A plus 2 into 1 plus 5, so A is equal to 5 minus 2, that is 3. So here I got value of A as well. Now here question is determine the AP. Now determine the AP means actually to determine D and A. So finally I can write thus AP is, first term is 3, then 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5, 5 plus 1 6, and so on. So this is my answer. So as soon as you get A and D, you can write the first 4 or 5 terms of AP, and this gives you the, so please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. An AP consists of 50 terms. Okay, next question is, an AP consists of 50, an AP consists of 50 terms, of which third term is 12, of which third term is 12, of which third term is 12. It is almost similar to the previous sum, on which third term is 12 and the last term is 106, and last term is 106. What you have to find? You have to find the 29th term. Okay, find the 29th term. Okay, it is almost similar to the previous sum. Okay, over here they ask to find the AP, and to get the AP you need A and D. Similarly over here they are asking find the 29th term, for which again you need A and D. So let us see its solution. First of all, number of terms are given. How many terms are there? 50 terms. So we can say n equal to 50. Okay, so here I can write, okay, by default I'm assuming A is the first term, D is the common difference. So here A3 is equal to 12. Therefore A plus 2D is equal to 12. Okay, this is the first equation. I use the formula A plus n minus 1 into D, that gives me A plus 2D equal to 12. Last term is 106. Now L is equal to 106, and L is equal to what? A plus n minus 1 into D equal to 106. Now what is n? N is the number of terms. How many terms this AP has? It is given, it has 50 terms. That means n equal to 50. So A plus 50 minus 1 D is equal to 106. So this gives me A plus 49D equal to 106. So this is equation number 2. That was equation number 1. Now by solving these two, it is very easy to get the value of A and D, and after getting A and D, it is very easy to get the value of nth term. So what I will do, I will subtract first from second. So now on subtracting first from second we get, let us see what we'll get. A minus A, it will cancel out, 49D minus 2D. So what I will get? 47D. Okay, what I will get? 47D is equal to 106 minus 12, so 106 94. Okay, so here I can get D, that is 94 upon 47, so D is equal to 2. Okay, I got the value of D. Now after getting D, what I have to do, I have to put D equal to 2 either in 1 or in second. I am putting it in 1. On putting or substituting D equal to 2, D equal to 2 in first, we get, let us see what we'll get. A plus 2 into 2 is equal to 12, so A is equal to 12 minus 4. This gives me A is equal to 8. So here I got the value of A. Okay, after getting A and D, it's very easy to get the AP or to find the any given term. So now A29 is equal to A plus 29 minus 1 into D. Therefore A29 is equal to A plus 28D. Therefore A29 is equal to, now what is A? That is 8 plus 28D. What is D? D is 2. So here I'll get the value of A29, that is equal to 8 plus 56. So ultimately A29 is equal to 64. So this is my final answer. Please note down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next question is, which term of AP okay, next question is, which term of AP now AP is given 3, 15, 27, 39. 3, 15, 27, 39. So which term of AP 3, 15, 27, 39 will be 132 more than, will be 132 more than its 54th term, will be more than its 54th term. Okay, so think for a while, then I will give you its solution. Okay, think for a while, then I will give you its solution. Okay. Suppose nth term, suppose nth term of AP or of given AP is 132 more than its 54th term. Okay, I assume let the nth term of the given AP is 150 more, 150, 132 more than its 54 term. Therefore I can say, see, according to question, this n term is how much more? 132 more. So it is 132 more than what? 54th term, that is A54. Okay, again, nth term of given AP is 132 greater, ahead or exceeds its 150, its 54th term. So an is equal to 132 plus a54. Now simply I will keep the formulas. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 132, and a54 is a plus 54 minus 1 into d. Now d and a both are given. Okay, here I am writing. Okay, it is given a is equal to 3 and d is equal to 50 minus 3, that is 12. So now see, I can cancel a directly without putting the value of a. I can cancel a. Now n minus 1 into d, and d is 12, is equal to 132 plus 53 into again 12, because d is 12. So if I simplify this, see, there are so many ways. This 132 is actually 11 into 12. So if I take 12 common, it will be little bit more easy, but it is not necessary that every time you get a multiple of this common difference. So I am solving it in a general way. 12n minus 12 is equal to 132 plus okay, so 12n is equal to 132 plus 636 plus 12. I took this 12 on that side. Okay, so here I can simplify it further. 12n, therefore 12n is equal to, now this 132 plus 636 plus 12, here 132 and here it is 12. Six 36 plus 132 plus 12, that is 780. Okay, 780. Therefore n is equal to 780 upon 12. So now find the value of '65. So n equal to 65. That means 65th term. That means 65th term of the given AP is 132 more than its 54th term. So please note it down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. Okay, now we come to the different category of questions, definitely based on the nth term, but a little bit different type of questions are there, also very important from your exam point of view. So question goes in this way, that how many 3-digit numbers, okay, question is how many 3-digit number, how many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 7? How many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 7. Are divisible by 7. Okay, how many 3-digit numbers are there which are divisible by 7? 3-digit numbers as well as divisible by 7. We have to find the number of such numbers which are divisible by 7 as well as they should be of 3 digits. So let us see how to solve this. Okay, so very first number which is divisible by 7 is 7 itself. 7 is divisible by 7, but what we have to find? 3-digit number. So very first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. Very first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. So that is for that, know the table of 7 up to 10, then it is possible to find that. But there is another way. What is the first 3-digit number? I am not asking what is the first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. Just first 3-digit number, whether it is divisible by 7 or not. So first 3-digit number is 100. This is the first 3-digit number. Now suppose if I divide it by 7, let us see what we are getting. 7 ones are 7, here 3, then 0, 7 fours are 28, then remainder is 2. That means if I subtract 2 from 100, I will get 98 divisible by 7, because here remainder is 2. So if I remove this remainder, the number will be exactly divisible by 7. So here I say 98 is divisible by 7, but this is not a 3-digit number, isn't it? This is not a 3-digit number. However, it is near to the first 3-digit number. Now suppose if I say you that find the multiples of 19. If I say find the 6th multiple of 9 or the 3rd multiple of 9. So one thing is that you will multiply it 19 into 3 and you will get the 57, which is the multiple of 9. Okay, multiple of 19. Now what is the next multiple of 19? For that what I can do, in 57 if I add 19, definitely I will get the next multiple of 9. Similarly, if I add 7 over here, I will get the next multiple of 7, or I will get the next number which is divisible by 7. So let us see, 98 plus 7 is 105. So this 105 A is the first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7, isn't it? So what I did, first I obtained the very first 3-digit number. I divided it by required number, that is 7. I obtained remainder 2. I subtracted that so that I get the last 2-digit number which is divisible by 7, isn't it? 98 is the last 2-digit number which is divisible by 7. Now on adding 7 on this, definitely I will get a 3-digit number which will be divisible by 7. So here 98 plus 7 is 105. It is divisible by 7. So here see, I have to find how many numbers are there. So first number is 105, which is divisible by 7. Now what is the next number which is divisible by 7? But obviously if I add 7 in 105, I will get 112, which is but obvious will be divisible by 7. Now in the same way, if I do write all the numbers, it will take so much time. Okay, so here I obtain first number, second number. Now I will try to obtain the last number which is divisible by 7, and as well as that must be of a 3-digit number. So what is the last 3-digit number? I am again not asking the last 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. I am just asking last 3-digit number. So last 3-digit number is but obvious 999. That will be the 4-digit number, that will be the first 4-digit number. So 999 is the last 3-digit number. Now let us see if it is divisible by 7 or not. So if I divide it by 7, here it is 1, 7, I will get 2. Okay, then 29, 7 4s are 28. Okay, again on subtracting, here I will get 1, I will bring down 9, 7 2s are 14, remainder is 5. That means not divisible by 7. But if I subtract the remainder, that means if I subtract the 5 from 999, I will get 994, and that will be divisible by 7 because 5 is extra in 999. For that to it become divisible by 7. So I remove this 5, then I will get a number which is divisible by 7. So now 994 is the last number or last 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. So here I can say, see, this all exercise that I did over here you have to do in your rough. No need to show in the solution part, but how to write the solution part, that will give you. So here I will write 3-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 7 are 105, 112, okay, not up to 994. So these are 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 7 are this, which forms an AP, definitely it will form an AP. It's very obvious because you are adding 7. All the tables, if you say the table of 2, table of 9, table of 6, table of 30, they are forming an AP. Okay, so this is again a table of 7 only, but it starts from 105, it goes up to 994. Okay. So 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 7 are this, which forms an AP with A is equal to 105, D is equal to 112 minus 105, that is 7. Now many of you may think that D is direct because it is divisible by 7, but still do practice to find D in this way. That means from this subtract the first term from the second term, because sometime they ask you some little bit tricky question in which if the number is divisible by 7, D won't be 7, D will be 8, double of that, 14. Suppose over here they ask you the find the number 3-digit numbers are divisible by 7 in a different way, so might be D get changed. So always find D in that way, that means second number minus first number. So here we have last number, that is 994. Okay, so I'm explaining once again that how we got this. Question was how many 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 7. So first what I obtained, the very first 3-digit number, that is 100. Then what I did, I divided it by 7, which gives me remainder 2. Then I subtracted the remainder to get a number which is divisible by 7, but that was not a 3-digit number, that was 98. Now on adding 7, I got my first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. Then again on adding 7, in this I get my second number which is divisible by 7, 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. After getting first two numbers, now I try to obtain the last 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. For that what I did, I obtained the last 3-digit number, that is 999. I divided it by 7, remainder was 5. I subtracted 5 from this, and hence I got my last number which is divisible by 7. Now when I wrote these terms in this way, I observed that this forms an AP whose first term is 105, common difference is 7, last term is 994. Now what you have to find, how many terms are this in this AP. Now if I am able to get the number of terms in this AP, I will get my answer, because this is the question, that how many 3 digits multiples of 7 are there, or how many 3-digit numbers are there which are divisible by 7. So now suppose there are n 3 digit, suppose there are n 3 digit numbers divisible by 7. Okay, this is I am assuming. Now an or L, now L is equal to 994. Here L is equal to 994, isn't it? Therefore I can write a plus n minus 1 d is equal to 994. Therefore now value of a is 105, n minus 1, value of d is 7 is equal to 994. Okay, now there are different ways to solve this. You can take 105 over there, then divide by 7 and then get the n, or simply open the bracket, 7n minus 7, subtract, then take it on that side, and so on. So whatever you find more easier, go with that method. So here I am writing 105 plus 7n minus 7 is equal to 994. Therefore 7n plus 98 is equal to 994. Okay, 105 minus 7, 98. Therefore 7n is equal to 994 minus 98. Therefore 7n is equal to 896. Okay, therefore finally I am going to get the value of n. N is equal to 896 upon 7, that is 128. So we can say there are 128 numbers, or there are 128 three-digit numbers which are divisible by 7. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see one more question of the similar type. Okay, here it should be 194, not 999. Okay, now next question is how many multiples of 4? Next question is how many multiples of 4 lie between how many multiples of 4 lie between 8 and 250? Okay, almost similar to that. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to find the first multiple of 4 which lies between 8 and 250. then we have to find the second multiple. That is very easy. After finding first multiple of 4 or first multiple of whatever number is given between the two given numbers or according to the given condition, it is easy to the next number. Simply you have to add that quantity. Here we have to find multiples of 4. So after finding first, we'll add 4 to get the second multiple. Then we'll get the last multiple, and hence we'll get an AP, and then by applying the formula we'll be able to get the number of terms. So here you have to concentrate little bit. Here they are asking between. So between means 8 and 250 should not be there in the list, or in other words I can say, when they are asking between the number, then first and last must be excluded. Okay, so here 250 is but obvious not a multiple of 4, so no need to worry about that. But 8 is a multiple of 4. Still we won't count this, because we have to find the multiples between the given numbers. Okay, the same question can be framed in this way, that how many multiples of 4 are there from 8 to 250. Now when they say from 8, then definitely we have to count first and last, or the given numbers. Okay, but if it is written between, then we have to exclude these two terms. So now first of all we'll find the first number. So multiples of, it's, see, after 8 next is 12, and 12 is between 8 and 250. So multiples of 4 between 8 are 8, then 12, then 16. Now we have to obtain the last one. It was easy to get the first because it starts from 8. It's easy. Okay, now how to get the last multiple of 4? Okay, so divide 250 by 4. If you divide 250 by 4, what you will get? 24, 1, 0, 4 2s are 8. Here remainder is 2. Okay, remainder is 2. That subtract the remainder, it will be divisible by 4. So last number will be 248. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can check it by dividing it by 4. 4 6 are, 4 2s are. It is divisible. Okay, so here we got A, here we got D, here we got L. So multiple 4 between 8 and 250 are 12, 16, 240. Which forms an AP with A is equal to 12, D is equal to 16 minus 12, that is 4, and L is equal to 248. Okay, now we'll suppose there are n multiples of 4 lying between 8 and 250. Now suppose there are n multiples of 4 lying between 8 and 250, Okay, now L is equal to 248, therefore A plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 248. Therefore now A is equal to 12, so 12 plus n minus 1, D is 4, is equal to 248. Now solve it further to get the value of n. So therefore here I can write 12 plus 4n minus 4 plus 4n minus 4 is equal to 248. Therefore 8 plus 4n is equal to 248. Therefore I can say 4n is equal to 240, and hence I can say n is equal to 60. So there are 60 terms, or between 60 numbers or 60 terms which lie between 8 and 240, as well as they are multiple of 4. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. Okay, next question is, for what value of n, next question is, for what value of n, for what value of n, the nth term of two APs, the nth terms of two APs 63, 65, 67 and 3, 10, 17 and 3, 10, 17, for what value of n the nth term of these two APs are equal. Okay, so question is, suppose we have two APs, then we have to identify that which term of these two AP will be equal. In simple language, what value of n, the nth term of two APs will be equal. Okay, that means in what they are asking, is there any term which is common in these two APs, and if it is common, then what will be the position of that term. Okay, so we'll say let the nth term of these APs are equal. Suppose nth term, okay, before this, see, for AP 63, 65, 67 and so on, A is equal to, okay, there are two different APs, so their common first terms are different, so I'm using the different symbols. So for this AP, A is 63 and D is 2, and for second AP, or for AP 3, 10, 17, A is, that is first is 3 and the common difference is, okay, now we'll assume, now suppose nth term of given APs are equal. Therefore, I can say AN is equal to AN. That means I'm assuming the nth term of this AP is AN and the nth term of this second AP is AN, small an. Now this is A plus n minus 1 into D, and this is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Now let us put the values of capital A, small a, capital D and small d. So capital A is 63 plus n minus 1. Now n minus 1 and capital D is 2 is equal to small a is 3 plus n minus 1 and small d is 7. So if I simplify this further, here it is 63 plus 2n minus 2, over here 3 plus 7n minus 7. On simplifying it further, what I will get? See, now I will take all the terms containing n on the left hand side and all the constant on the right hand side. So before I do this, here 3 minus 2 is 61. So 61 plus 2n is equal to 7n minus 4. 3 minus 7 minus 4. So here I will get 2n minus 7n is equal to minus 4 minus 61. So minus 5n is equal to minus 65. So n is equal to minus 65 upon minus 5. Therefore n is equal to 13. It means 13th term of these two AP must be equal. So we'll check whether their 13th terms are same or not, but first of all note it down. Okay. Okay, so before I check, I'm explaining you the same thing once again. The question is for what value of n the nth term of these two APs will be same or equal. So what I did, I took the first AP, its first term A and common difference 2. Because there are two APs, so to distinguish between their first term and the common difference, I use symbols. Capital A, small a, capital D and small d. Okay, then I assume let their nth terms are same. As their nth terms are same, so nth term of first AP, that is capital N, AN, should be equal to the nth term of the second AP, that is small n. Then I just applied the formula of A plus n minus 1 into D, A plus n minus 1 into D. See, when I say A plus n minus 1 into D and A plus n minus 1 into D, so here I have in my mind that here it is capital A, capital D, and over here small a and small d. Now I kept the values of A and D for both the sides. So here capital A is 63, okay, capital D is 2, over here small a is 3, small d is 7. Then on simplification, here I got 63 plus 2n minus 2, here 3 plus 7n minus 7. Now 63 minus 2 is 61 plus 2n, and over here 7n minus 4. Now I took 7n on this side, so 2n minus 7n, and I took 63 on that side, so minus 61. So ultimately minus 5n equal to minus 65, which gives me value of n. Now I do check whether the, because see here question is for what value of n the nth term of two APs are equal. Now they can continue in this way, find that term, also find that term. So let us see whether their 13th terms are equal or not. So now I will find the 13th term for this AP. Okay, so now A13 is equal to A plus 13 minus 1 into D. Okay, Therefore, A13 is equal to, now capital A is 63 plus 12 into 2. So therefore A13 is equal to 63 plus 24. So A13 is equal to 87. Now let us find the 13th term for this second AP. Okay, now an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, therefore A13, now we have to find the 13th term. So A13 is equal to, small a is 3 plus n is 13 minus 1 into d is 7. So A13 is equal to 3 plus 13 minus 1 is 12. So A13 is equal to 3 plus, yes, we can see their 13th terms are exactly same. Okay, now there might be a doubt. Here it starts from 63, here it starts from 3. There is a huge difference between their first term, still their 13th terms are same. Anyone can think that why it is so. It starts from 63 and its 13th term is set at 87. It's 3, still its 13th term is 87. See, it is because common difference, here the common difference is just 2 and over here the common difference is 7. That means we can say more than 3 times. Okay, actually I can say 3.5 times of this common difference we have 7. So that's why the 13th terms are same. Now for a while, see here we got n equal to 13. So we concluded yes, their 13 terms are same. Suppose if we get n equal to integer, any integer or any decimal or negative number, then we'll conclude that these two APs, the given two APs do not have term equal. Okay, so I hope you got the concept. Now please note it down. Okay, so that is all about today's lecture. Now in next lecture we'll see some more questions on the same concept. Okay, till then, bye. Thank you. Take care. Stay at home.